I tried so hard and got so far. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all. In the end, it doesn't even matter.
So the original plan was to go on stage last year as a bodybuilder. But I didn't think I had the guts to look really like Speedo, so I didn't really want to strip the muscle back and I was gained. Plus I don't look good in fake tan, so I swapped it for strongman. I'm not the best at it, but I'm not shite at it either. So
You are not.
I got more of a face for strongman, haven't I?
I think you've got all the attributes for strongman, Sean.
Yeah, but I've still got legs for CrossFit.
All the swearing was going to start at some point, and it already has. Don't mention that word again.
What, CrossFit? What do you rather call it eye doctor?
We will go round the panel again for the moment, but has anyone got any questions they'd like to ask?
Yeah, I have.
Has anyone got any questions they'd like to ask?
I want to ask Mr. Walsh how much he's paying me to let him go number one today. Because apparently he said if I let him win this weekend, he's going to let me win at his competition in a month.
Well, I'll be there, so I'll see if he comes through with that. Any questions, anybody?
Someone must have a question. I got a question, Gemma. Are you finished?
Am I going to break a stone record again? Yeah, I will be. Right now. No, let's not. Well, you've got your competition in December, haven't you? So I think that might be a good practice run if stones are there. If not, it'll be at the next competition. Yeah. 121. I'm taking a note out of your book.
Excellent, thank you, Gemma. Who's been the quietest up here? Let's pick on someone. Ryan's been pretty quiet. Ryan, what's your favourite event in Strongman? And what do you like about being at the competitions?
All I am good at is deadlift. So it's like, yeah, overheads. I think my overhead, my overhead is about as good as mine with one hand. So yeah, probably deadlift. And yeah, I quite enjoyed the Conan's wheel today. To be fair, that was different. Yeah.
Pass the microphone to Chris for a run. Chris, what about you? What's your favourite event?
My favourite is anything pushing, really. Shoulder press, mainly two hands, but wheel today, one arm today on 31 kilogram today. So round body, my worst is stones. So I've got two, so I'm happy.
It's been great to watch these athletes progress because I train with Chris in the same gym and he can barely move a stone, and today you got 2 reps with the 60 kilo stones. It's a massive improvement. The microphone's gone to Shane. Shane's in his first year of competition. Didn't do very well at stones in the last comp, did you, at all? How many reps did you get today?
I really surprised myself and I managed to get 5, which...
And every single one of those meant the world to you, didn't it, as we can see?
Absolutely, because previously when I've done it, I can get it going from left to right, so on a run it's not too bad, but then logistically, because I do it without Peggy, trying to get it back from right, back over to the left is a lot more hard work. So when that went that first time back to the other side, I think everyone could pretty much see how happy I was. And to me, I've still got to pinch myself that it actually happened.
Thank you, Shane. Just talk away, baby. Talking about the logistics of the lifts that you have there, just come back to Louise for a second. Now this is adaptive strongman, and Mark's already mentioned using a stone sling. How difficult has it been to figure out and to find the adaptations you need to be able to lift?
I just steal Mark's. It's his sling.
Genuine question, and maybe both of you can answer. These things aren't readily available. You know, lifting straps we can all buy online, we can get them here. These things that you have to be specially made, don't they?
And that's why, so I've been working with a seamstress that's quite, she made my sling, and she made a lot of the stuff that I've used, and so what I'm trying to do is design a better harness for the slings to attach, because at the minute, like I can deadlift 340, but the more weight you put on, it comes off the shoulder and it's just bad for our backs, whereas the new rig won't do that, and I'm trying to put all the different sort of attachments to the sling, so you can't have them regularly available. And to be fair, no people on this stage is going to pay for them sort of stuff, so it's one of them things. To progress this sport, we need to lift as much or as heavy as the able-bodied. Now, there's people on this stage that do that already, and I want to be able to give people the ability to do that without cheating, if that makes sense.
I suppose with that there's a fine line between a piece of this equipment become too much of an aid, and taken away from the actual strength that you've got.
Well, it is, but like people say, well, you're picking the stone up in a sling. They say, well, you try and pick up anything with one arm. The sling is an aid. So like when we do deadlifts, I can happily deadlift over 220 with one hand on the bar, but I can also lift 340 with two hands on the bar, and that's the rig. So I'd rather do, it looks better than when you put on a show on, oh, it's only lifting 200 kilo, you know what I mean? Whereas when we come to the stones, I don't want to be lifting, I'm more than that to be lifting 150, 160 stones, and I'll do that with a sling on all day. It's what people's perception, when you see it, they're like, oh, well, it's cheating. It's like, go on, and you go and try and pick it up. And that's the realisation that these aids are aids, they're not cheating, they're not, you know, adapting the sport to make it better for us. I've adapted me around the sport. That's what these attachments are for.
Erin, you use a similar piece of equipment to Mark, don't you? And I've never had a go on this, but I can't imagine it being any easier at all. How do you find the pieces of equipment you have to use?
Obviously the hardest part at the beginning was just kind of getting used to it all. But I have had people in my gym friends really, who would say, well, like, you're fine, you don't need to use tackle, you've got your sling does all the work, like you said. But I say to everybody, put it on and have a go, because it's not easy. Like even today, obviously I did my stones, like my hand I don't even use is battered and bruised and covered in cuts. Like, it's not easy. Even with my axle press, my best is only 45, which to a normal person doing strongman isn't a lot of weight. But again, I say to people, if you can clean and press 45 at one hand, crack on. It's hard. It is hard. And I don't think people realise until they actually try. Same with like my deadlift from the floor, it's not the best, it's not my best event. But I say to people, I don't have the use of obviously one of my arms, but I don't have my whole right side of back muscle because I can't work out that side of my body. So I haven't got that to help me, it's all leg. So without these handles, I wouldn't be able to do what I do without my sling, my lift, everything. And even just finding people to make this kind of stuff. If I didn't know Mark, I wouldn't have a sling, so.
And after watching you guys perform, I would challenge anyone to have a go with the lifting aids that you guys have, because I don't think it will make it any easier. Bringing us on to a kind of, I suppose, injuries that happen, because you guys are really pushing limits and boundaries in what you're doing, and you go through pain on a daily basis with the conditions that you all cope with, but you also push the limits of your lifting, and we've seen some pretty nasty injuries happen that you just take in your stride. If the microphone could go to Joey for a moment. Joey, I've seen you pushing yourself on a stone run to the absolute limit. Tell us what happens when you go that hard.
So, on particularly heavy stones, I find that basically with my condition I get intense muscle spasms, and it's a lot of people will see my leg moving and go, oh, you can move your leg. It's not, it's a misfiring in the nerves. And I get it particularly bad on my right leg to the point that my foot will fully twist around and snap my ankle. I've broken this ankle. Well, I mean, it does seem like an achievement. But yeah, I've broken this ankle numerous times. I had to have it reset, and now when we know we're doing the stone run, I have to precautionarily put a cast onto my leg, because if it's not there, the break can be intensely bad, so it sort of like limits the break.
And I've been there to see it happen, and I'm not sure it's the right thing today to say, but you just take it in your stride when it does happen. And it's fantastic. I guess thankfully the Stones is usually the last event of the competition.
Yeah, I mean it was last year it broke and then I came off, and I think I was more concerned as to whether the run looked cool than if my leg was broken.
And you have to give props to Ellie, who was there and just knew exactly what to do. Everyone was like, whoa, it's a broken leg, pretty cool, but you know, what's going to go on? But Ellie knew exactly where to go, what to get, what was happening, so we couldn't do this thing without the help of our supporters and our parents and doing stuff like that. So props to Ellie.
I think that also just that we should perhaps acknowledge and give a shout out to the team that's behind this, that put these events on for you and give up their time freely. It's a great fun bunch of people to work with, and we really love seeing you all perform. But the crew, many of which are sat here today, Matt, who referees for us and is the event coordinator, Bex, who spends countless hours and hours prepping, Alfie and Alan, who are probably around somewhere. These things couldn't happen without them, and I'm sure you're all really grateful. Talking about the conditions again, let's just quickly pass the mic back to Sean. Sean, how does the condition you cope with develop through the weekend as you're pushing yourself and it's getting harder and harder and you're getting tighter? Because I've seen it have an impact on you.
Yeah, well, basically, it's more my meds that kicking in than anything. I like Michael Flatland doing the ribbon on the spot. It's like, people think, why is he walking? 10 minutes later, why is he in a wheelchair? They think he's trying to get more fucking pippin or something.
He uses the ability to talk properly as well.
So, yeah.
That don't happen.
Shaky Stevens.
Don't lie like you don't like it, pal. I'm not, no, I'd like to just say, this week all, I got 50% of my OnlyFans.
Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go.
But, yeah, so... I think it affects everyone in different ways, obviously. We push ourselves to the limits every day in training. We're all individual, we've all got different disabilities and illnesses. And then we should be proud of each other as a unit, as well as one another.
Louise, could you grab the microphone a second here? Louise, what do you do for work?
I'm an S&C coach. I shout at people.
So you are a strength and conditioning coach?
Yeah.
Excellent, that's what we like to hear. Everyone actually, go around, those of you that do work, tell us what you do.
Well, Lou has also got a master's in strength and conditioning from Hartbury, so you know, she's not just a strength and conditioning coach.
She's a real one.
I know. She didn't do it online either. I work for a veterans charity called Help for Heroes. I am a community sports coordinator, and that means I plan, coordinate and execute multiple sport weekends throughout the year for the charity for veterans, and that's just to it's all grassroots level, and that's to improve their quality of life, avoid isolation, just get moving.
Joey, what do you do for a living?
I'm an emergency medical advisor, so I work for 999. Basically, the moment you call for an ambulance, I'm the person who you speak to, and main responsibility is to keep the patient alive until an ambulance can get there. I'm also a small business owner of a company that I'm trying to launch at the moment called Insanity Beard Balms, which is exclusive male cosmetics.
Maybe she's worth it. I work for Siemens Rail Infrastructure as a sales and contracts manager. A bit boring, just reading contracts and making sure we can deliver what the contract says it is. I love it though, it's a great job, and I'm probably not going to leave there for the rest of the time. Also, you know, I work as a husband as well, it's quite difficult. Don't get enough credit for that. Yeah, it's a full-time double job. I feel like I'm working 600 hours a week.
No HR department.
The HR department is brutal, I'll tell you that.
No annual lunch for that.
He's getting beat when it's over. Oh yeah.
So I work as a teacher at an alternative school provision. I teach young children that are not allowed in schools, the naughty ones. I teach them maths, English, boxing and sort of functional skills that will help them in life. Also running the Lift for Life and a dormant.
I'm a personal trainer that works in my own private studio where we focus more on things like sort of older people with like joint rehab and then people with neurodivergence, it's a bit more private. So things along that line really, but just a private, nice kind of nature-centered setting. It's quite nice.
Excellent. And can people find, for all the athletes, you're all, I suppose, on social media, so if people follow GB Disabled Strongman, they can find you all here, find out where you are in the country, what you do, what you get up to. Erin, what about yourself?
I have the most stressful job in the world. My husband. I work in childcare. I'm a nursery manager, so basically I make sure that nobody's kid dies on a daily basis, like Joey. But I'm quite hot on making sure my children are very exposed to diversity and inclusivity and things like that, and make sure they're learning from a young age that people are different, people are weird, people come from all different parts of the world and all different stories and backgrounds, but yeah, I work with kids.
Mr. Riggs.
I'll be that. I work for Tesco's.
Well, every little helps. So quickly on to Shane.
Again, one of the hardest jobs in the world. I am a full-time dad, so judge, jury and executioner.
Excellent. I'm not sure how we're doing for time here, but surely someone must have a question for someone on the panel here.
What's Sean's job? What question?
The reason I'm smiling is because when I went through the amputation, I spent 6 months of my life in hospital. My body weight, I was down to about 62 kilograms. So to go from that to being where I am now, I've still got to pinch myself as to see whether it's real or not. I still have to keep checking. To go from that to this is just unreal, that's why I'm always smiling. Every day's a gift.
Well done. Oh, we've got a question.
So, obviously you're all strongmen, which is great, but do any of you do any other sports apart from strongman?
We've got a microphone back here for Chris, please.
Go on.
Okay, have you got an hour? And I'll tell you what I do. Anything. Basketball, fencing, horse riding, I didn't like at all. Yeah. If you've got an hour to wait, I can read it, but I get told off by Matt when talking to one.
And you had another quick story to tell us before we pass the mic around?
Yeah, with my training when it was COVID, there was no gym, so I went to Tesco's and I bought some cans of beans and I trained with beans. So beans, reps, anyway, keep my muscles moving, great, and then eat it afterwards. Protein.
Did you get Heinz beans to sponsor you?
No, it was Tesco cheap beans.
Every little helps.
Erin, any other sports?
Just getting out of bed in the morning, to be honest.
Ryan?
Highland Games.
Ryan, any other sports?
No, I'm afraid not.
So Mark, you take part in Highland Games. You said earlier you've got the cable record.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sean?
I was, believe it or not, I was quite a good rugby player. I went on FitXpo, so I usually get sent off, but I was a decent rugby player back in late 90s. Then in 2000, like I said, in 2009 I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, so I couldn't get insurance to play on a rugby pitch. So then I went and played a bit of tag rugby. But yeah, with my things, like a bit, you know, but so then so I spent mostly after rugby nothing apart from eating and put on a lot of weight. And in December 2015, I joined a pure gym, George Judge, at 24 stone, obese. Then I went gym 3 times a day, ate basically nothing, went down to 12 stone 8. I realised I could eat what I want as well as train and put muscle back on. But yeah, now I look good naked, so...
Fantastic, thank you, Sean. Lou, any other sports?
I competed with Dressage Ireland, so rode for the Irish team up until 2016 Dressage Paralympic team.
Fantastic. Gemma?
Huh? Yeah, so I do para-powerlifting, but also para-ice hockey, so also known as sled hockey. Good way to get us in a group. It's like group therapy.
I love ice hockey.
So done a little bit of wheelchair basketball, wheelchair rugby, did an adapted version of kickboxing, MMA, boxing, recently archery and shooting.
And David?
I did a Highland Games with Mark a couple of years ago. I'm living on that, really. Nothing else. I have no interest in anything else. Yeah, we had a little wrestle earlier, but it got a bit, PG.
Get fingered by some. There was a new sport that I saw here this weekend that was on the other side of us. I can't quite remember what it was called. Kabaddi. And they're looking at having an adapted version. Does that interest any of you? Because it looks really quite fun.
Yeah, the guy described it as British Bulldogs, but you get to kick people. So that's pretty cool.
I would love to do that, but I want my nickname to be the Bulldozer.
I'd be the Juggernaut.
Don't fancy that one, Lou. Sean, did you see that?
What's the question? Oh, it's funny. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you'd have a go?
Yeah, but it's contact.
Excellent.
As my missus will tell you, I like a bit of rough.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Mark? Did it interest you at all?
Not a chance.
Ryan?
It made no sense to me whatsoever. I like a big game of tech.
Ryan, would you like to see more sports looking at having adaptive categories? Is there any sport you can think of that doesn't at the moment that you'd like to have a go at?
I think once I'm past like an age point where I've passed my strength peak, I'd like to do something like, I don't know if everyone saw Billy Munger did an Ironman with 2 missing legs. I think that'd be something really sick to do. But maybe like 8 years time, maybe something like that, when I'm done with the strength, but chess would be nice.
Sorry, that was a question to Dave. Hi, Dave. Did you do the Ironman? You were too good.
Erin?
I know a lot of people have a bit of a midlife crisis and jump into high rocks, but that's not me. I'll do strongman till I'm dead.
Excellent. Speedy, any other sports you'd like to have a go at that you haven't yet, that don't really have an adaptive category?
Well, would like play with rugby, try it because I get some anger out. But no, tried everything I can. I would, but I might buckle my wheel.
That's so wrong.
No, I'm same as Aaron. I'm just going to stick with strongman, hook, line and sinker.
All right, do we have any more questions? I'm not sure how we are for time here, but these guys could go on all night. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, 15, okay. Really quickly, let's go back around. What's been the biggest hurdle you've faced, both personal life and in strongman, coming up and coming through? Personal conditions.
Personal life, I would say one of the most challenging things I had to do was face my kids the first time they come and saw me without a leg. My little girl, on the journey up, was sitting in the back, and my missus could hear her eating a gingerbread man. And she put it in her pocket, and no one really knew what she did. So as soon as she walked into hospital, she jumped on the bed where my leg would be, put the gingerbread man down on the bed with one leg missing, and said, "He's just like you, Dad." Yeah,
that's a well brought up young lady.
Yeah, that got me. And one of the biggest challenges for me doing the strongman thing is, it's no secret, because I do it as a tripod, the deadlift could probably still do a little bit of work on the axle, but you know, that's why we do it, it's to improve, isn't it? Everyone's a lesson.
That's right. Chris?
Normally on the bottom lot of groups, and you kind of come last, but you know you're going to get better next time. Improving yourself. Being here with friends, really. We are one big family. Helpers and wheelchair users, we are one big family.
No one comes last, Chris. You came fourth.
I think the biggest hurdle for me in my life was obviously accepting my disability. Like I said earlier, I hid my arm for the first 28 years of my life. I'm 31 this month, but let's not talk about that. So it wasn't until I found this sport that I realised that my arm was my biggest asset and not something for me to hide. And the benefit of that is I now get messages on like Facebook and Instagram from parents who have had children with arms like mine, and they know their kids are going to be fine because they obviously see me do things. So that is obviously why I do what I do. The trophies are nice, obviously.
You're a little bit of a TV celebrity as well, aren't you?
I was on the sideband recently, in case anybody wants to follow me. I'm stronger than KSI, by the way. No, obviously this sport has brought massive opportunities to me. It has changed my life. Beforehand, I didn't really know what my life plan was, but if you said 4 years ago that I would be sat here now after competing in exercise for a weekend, I'd tell you to get, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but I'd tell you to get fucked. But yeah, no, it has, and it's opened a lot of doors for me, and I'm not finished yet, I'm still going.
Ryan, what about yourself, personally and in the sport? What's been the most difficult obstacles you've faced?
Without making it too deep, it's kind of like, it's a weird thing because there's a different mix of like disabilities on the stage where some people chose it, some people kind of not chose it, but like it's happened to them. Sorry, not
they've had to make a difficult choice.
So my story, I had an elective surgery because I had tumours and I had a choice between treatment or getting a new car. I wasn't happy with my life before it, so I thought if I fix this situation and it's not any better, I'll just check out anyway. Not to get too deep. Hold it. Sorry. The biggest struggle was holding myself accountable for a decision I didn't want to make. But yeah, got through it.
And what about in the sport? Yeah, well done, Ryan. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. What about in the sport, Ryan? The obstacles that you face?
Tearing my quad.
The good or the bad?
Excellent, thank you. Mark, personally and in the sport?
Personally, for me, was to come back from who I was. and I look back now and I don't like that person. I never want to be that person again. And that's my still struggle now. I don't want to be what I used to be. And in the sport, I'll overcome anything that gets put in my way. I don't really care. It's like I said, I'm psychotic, so it doesn't matter. And if I hate myself, I just go down in class, so I'm not bothered.
Love it, love it. Sean, what about yourself, both in personal life and in the sport?
Personal, I'm quite similar to Mark. I was always fighting, court cases, fouling in ditches, drunk. And I just sort of changed my life. And in the same year we died over the Marshall, and again we had 2 kids as well. So it made me, if anything, it made me a better person and grew up. And in this sport, keeping my ass on the seat.
If anyone didn't hear that, Sean said keeping his backside on the seat. If your bum comes off the seat in several of the lifts, the lift doesn't count and the refs have to make a really tough decision to disallow reps. And Sean might have had 1 or 2 disallowed this weekend. Lou, the question is, what have been the biggest obstacles you faced both in personal life and in the sport?
So, personal life, I didn't really know any different. Happened whenever I was 2.5, didn't know different. Was just thrown into life. Hi, Mum. Told to get on with it or suck it up. Sport, it was either you go in and win or you just don't bother doing it. Don't know where I got that mindset from. Mother.
You leave your mum alone, she's mint.
Some good messages there. Gemma, what about yourself?
I think, well, for myself, I struggle massively with having that image of I was this soldier and I was this and I was that, and that kind of defined me, or I felt it defined me, and then being aware that I'm never going to be that person again, and then coming full circle to like what Mom said, that's okay, I'm better now, you know, alright, you know, every day's an arm day, but I'm lifting big stupid weights and hopefully inspiring other females, other people who come into disability later on in life, you know, that it's not a sentence, it's not an end game, it's just a different path that you roll on and you can make it your own. You know, and I want to be inspiration to my daughter and other young girls as well. I want to be a big enough problem for my husband, always, you know.
And he's HR.
Yeah, so my husband works for HR. So if you have a problem, put all your HR people. Yeah, good luck. Then sporting-wise, I just want to keep going for as long as possible. You know, I just realised 5 minutes ago I'm the oldest female in our British team by 12 years. Thank you, Dave. Thank you.
I think we're all very grateful for any of you that have military service and the sacrifices you've made, but don't let that define you. You are now a world record holding champion strongwoman. Joey, what about yourself?
For me, it's challenging the sport and challenging life. It's probably the same thing. It's my PTSD. Basically, long story short, in 2020, whilst I was in hospital, the people who were supposed to be looking after me tortured me. And that has, for a while, derailed my life. I was making all of the wrong choices, and the sport kind of centered me and sort of refocused me, and I kind of knew what I needed to do at that point. And obviously Els helped me hugely with sort of dealing with the trauma, which is still a very open wound 90% of the time. She isn't here with us this weekend, but I've got a service dog. So it's sort of like that also really helps. But it's just the incredible support network that I have with the other athletes, the loaders, the organisation. It's making my condition manageable, and it's keeping me a decent weight back from the edge, so I'm not feeling like I'm about to fall every 20 seconds. I feel like I've got some stability now. So, thank you.
I don't know if anyone else has noticed this, but I've seen a different Joey this weekend. Much more relaxed, big smile on your face all weekend, and it's great to see, mate. Well done. David?
You're meant to have more stress when you're married, mate. You know? Ellie, sort it out, please. Yeah, I mean, look, I can't talk for people who are born with their conditions, but for people who had their conditions later in life or had their amputations later in life, we all struggle from being an active person, whether that's just active walking to the shop, active military service, active running, active whatever. We all struggle from going that one day to the next day not being that active person again. And it's the struggles we don't see that we kind of suffer with, like the mental side of it, you know. Because you can see that someone's missing a leg, you can see someone's in a wheelchair, but you can't see what's going on in their mind. And that's the biggest thing that I struggled with up to a point. And, you know, still, you know, sometimes these days, you know, dip down, too much whiskey. But no, that's what we struggle with the most, I think. And that's definitely what I struggle with the most. But in terms of the sport, I don't struggle with anything in the sport. That's because the people who run it, Becky, Loaders, Gary, they do it all for you. They take the struggle for you. You know, we just rock up and do 5 events over a weekend, complain that someone didn't get the rep, Sean, and then, you know, and we just get on with it. Then we go home, we show our loved ones the trophies if they can't be bothered to come, why? And then we just, we get on with it. So I don't struggle with anything in the sport because of you guys, all of you, including you.
Thank you, David. I think we're close to time. Has anyone got a question they'd like to ask the panel? We've got a question over here.
So this is my first year with you guys, and it's really easy to focus on the disability and the things that you struggle with, but I think you're an inspiration to not just disabled but able people as well, and it's been incredible to watch you guys. But what is the thing that keeps you going? What is your strength, not just physically, but what makes you step out the door every day and go, do you know what, I'm just going to smash it and I'm just going to keep going?
I think for me, it's the whole you can't situation. If you can't do something, then why can't you do it? We find ways around things, and that's not just for us. I think for the parents of it, it's for our kids, or to inspire the kids that if I've got a condition that my kids might get, and if they saw that I let go and just became someone else, then potentially they're going to be that person. But if my kids get my condition, thanks for taking it off me, I haven't got it anymore, I'm good, cheese touch, but then, at least they can see Dad fulfilled it, Dad was alright with it, and Dad couldn't walk, but Dad was still world champion and stuff, and that's what I do anyway.
We might only be able to hear from 1 or 2 more of you because we're short for time.
I'll say my quip is I just want my children, my children's children, and my children's children's children to look back on me and think, wow, he has made me proud.
Mark, what about yourself?
My survival is my own, and I'll do this and I'll do things every day that push me to keep me alive. That's the way I see it, because the less I do, the more ill I get, so I don't stop. And I think that's probably what both of you sit here, because trying to realise what you can do is a lot easier than sitting there saying what you can't do. So I do it just to be here. That's the only way I can say it. I move at 100 miles an hour to still be here.
Thank you. One more of you, Erin?
I just don't believe in excuses, so get on with it.
Lovely, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, This is your GB Disabled panel. It's an amazing thing to be involved with. If you can, follow us on Instagram, GB Disabled Strongman. We have very few people here helping us out, but we have got GPS Building. We're ever so grateful they've come on board as a sponsor, so we're really proud to have them with us. Thank you. The FitXpo always look after us very well when we're here. We'd love to be back here when it happens next, and hopefully we can all help us grow the sport. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Very quickly, lastly, big shout for Matt and Bex, Alfie, who make this happen. Our loading crew that we couldn't do it without. It's a great team to be part of. Thank you very much.
I'll be with you, I'll stay by your side, honest and true to the end of my time.